What I think about ethics this year is that it was a year in which we were allowed to understand the conflict of human beings, the reality in which they live, and the good values of alterity and equity. Things that help us live as people and live with human beings to be better people. Discrimination is the unfair or prejudicial treatment of people and groups based on characteristics such as race, gender, age, or sexual orientation. Discrimination refers to the unjust or prejudicial treatment of individuals or groups based on certain characteristics. Some common characteristics of discrimination include race and ethnicity. Discrimination based on a person's racial or ethnic background, leading to the unequal treatment or opportunities. Gender. Gender discrimination can manifest as unequal pay, unequal opportunities, or prejudicial treatment based on one's gender identity. Age. Age discrimination occurs when individuals are treated unfairly due to their age, whether they are considered too young or too old for certain roles or benefits. Sexual orientation. Discrimination against individuals based on their sexual orientation, such as being LGBTQ more. Religion. Discrimination based on an individual religious belief or practice. Disability. Discrimination against people with disabilities, often in terms of accessibility or job opportunities. Socioeconomic status. Discrimination based on a person's economic or social class and nationality or immigration status, treating people differently because their nationality or immigration status. Discrimination can have significant and far-reaching consequences, both on individuals and society as well. First is psychological effects. Discrimination can lead to stress, anxiety, depression, and lower self-esteem among those who experience it. It can also result in a sense of isolation and reduce overall well-being. Physical health impacts. Discrimination is associated with adverse health outcomes, including higher rates of chronic illness such as heart disease and hypertension. Reduced opportunities. Discrimination can limit access to education, employment, housing, and healthcare, which can result in reduced opportunities for affected individuals and hinder their socioeconomic advancement. Economic disparities. Discrimination in employment often leads to wage gaps and income disparities, as well as reduced career advancement opportunities for affected groups. Social division. Discrimination can contribute to social division and conflict, as it fosters resentment and animosity between different groups in society. Solving discrimination is a complex and ongoing societal challenge. Here are some steps that can help address it. Raise awareness. Educate people about the various forms of discrimination and the harm it causes. Promote inclusivity. Encourage diversity and inclusivity in all aspects of life, such as education, workplace, and communities. Legislation and policies. Enforce and create laws that protect individuals from discrimination based on factors like race, gender, sexual orientation, etc. Promote equal opportunities. Ensure that everyone has an equal chance to succeed regardless of their background. Combat stereotypes. Challenge and break down stereotypes that perpetuate discrimination. Support victims. Provide support systems for those who experience discrimination and create safe space for them to share their experience. Exclusion refers in general to a form of separation expressed in a negative sense of one social group or group from another. Exclusion typically involves the deliberate or unintentional act of leaving someone or something out from a part. Here are some characteristics of exclusion: intentional or unintentional. Exclusion can be a deliberate choice to exclude individuals or groups, but It can also occur unintentionally due to oversight or systemic biases. Social, cultural, or economic exclusion can take various forms, such as social exclusion, marginalization. It often leads to the marginalization of individuals or groups, pushing them to the fringes of society, limiting their access to rights, opportunities, and resources. Discrimination. Exclusion can be a form of discrimination where people are excluded based on factors like race, gender, religion, or other characteristics. Psychological and emotional impact. Exclusion can have a profound psychological and emotional impact on those who experience it, leading to the feelings of loneliness, isolation, and diminished self-worth. Systemic and structural exclusion can be built into systems, structures, creating lasting inequalities. This is often referred to as structural or systemic exclusion. Violation of rights. Exclusion can be a violation of human rights as it denies individuals their rights to participate in society on an equal basis with others. Exclusion can have various consequences both on an individual and societal levels. Social isolation excludes individuals often feel socially isolated, leading to feelings of loneliness and depression. Low self-esteem. Exclusion can erode self-esteem and self-worth, leading to a negative self-image. Psychological distress. It can result psychological distress, anxiety, and even long-term mental health issues. Economic impact. Exclusion from job opportunities or education can lead to financial instability and poverty. Marginalization. Exclusion can be marginalized certain groups based on factors like race, gender, or socioeconomic status, perpetuating inequality. Social unrest. In extreme cases, exclusion and marginalization can lead to social unrest, protests, or conflicts. Reduce innovation. Societies that exclude individuals from participating in various fields miss out on the potential for innovation and progress. How solve the exclusion? Exclusion in workplace. If you are experiencing exclusion at work, it is important to address the issue with your supervisor or HR department. Document instances of exclusion and discuss your concerns with the relevant parties. It's important to ensure a safe and inclusive work environment. Exclusion in group or organization. If you are part of a group or organization where you feel excluded, try to discuss your concerns with the group leaders of members. Many organizations are open to feedback and can make change to promote inclusivity. Exclusion from activities or opportunities. If you are being excluded from specific activities or opportunities, inquire about the reason and seek ways to participate. If it is due to unjust discrimination, you may need to raise the issue with the responsible authority or seek legal advice, depending on the nature of the exclusion. Exclusion in academic or educational settings. If you are experiencing exclusion in an educational context, approach your teacher or educational institution for guidance. They can offer support and potentially address the situation. Exclusion in online communities or social media. In the case of exclusion online communities or social media, you can either engage with the community and express your concerns or consider finding more inclusive space only that align with your interests. I think that the discrimination and the exclusion is a topic that is important to talk about because the discrimination and the exclusion is the worst problem in the society and is the most frequent problem in the young people in all age, genders, and society. Talking about this topic helps to build the tolerance and acceptation of the other people.